All right, all right. What's up, my beautiful patients out there? How are you doing? This is the Mental Chiropractor. My name is Tezra, and I'm here to help you realign your mind. That means I'm here to help you reclaim, regain your power, take back control of your life, plop yourself back down into the driver's seat of your life so that you are driving your life in the direction that you want to go and not in the direction that the society is telling you to go. But y'all, here is the thing today, right? If you haven't been here before, please go ahead and check in. And when I say check in, I mean go ahead and subscribe. And then as you're watching this video, feel free to like it. And I also want to say, put this out there, a disclaimer, my content is not for the weak at heart. If you're one of those folks who closely identifies with victimhood and love the victimhood narrative and the whole life of victimhood, then this is not the channel for you, unless you are like, you know what, it's exhausting, it's tiring. I don't feel a sense of peace or belonging. I don't feel a sense of purpose. I feel disconnected. If that is you, then babes, you're home. You have found your home. And for, oh, my dog just got finished eating, so he makes some weird noise. But anyway, and for those who are starting to wake up, for those who are starting to lift the veil and realizing that, you know, you are not the labels that society slaps on you, that you do not have to pick up that label and carry it as a badge of, I can't even say honor, because it is nothing honorable about completely dismantling or diluting or putting you in a box that your manufacturer did not create for you. All right, so I'm just gonna let that land right there. And like I said, my name is Tezra, and I want to get into something, y'all. I don't understand. For me, right now in this stage that I am in, I am delineating the terms black and melanated, okay? Because first of all, there is no such thing. Oh, and if y'all want to go ahead and grab your glass of wine or bubbly, I usually drink bubbly, but tonight I'm going to drink wine. My favorite wine, the wine on the list today is Riesling. I love Riesling. So beautiful wine. All my Riesling drinkers out there, let me know you out there. So I either do Riesling or bubbly. Those are my two go-tos. And so anyway, so there is a difference between melanated and black. So black is not a thing. I want to let y'all know that black is not a thing. It is a man-made construct. And so, especially for all of my religious folks out there, and my religious people are the people who subscribe to the dogma of whatever religion that they belong to. Because if you are subscribing to the labels of black, white, you know, yellow, brown, green, gold, um, my loves, that's not your creator. Your creator did not make that. Okay, Crayola made that. So then, unless you are saying, well, yes, Tezra, I do believe that I identify as a crayon. So therefore, I do agree with Crayola being my manufacturer. Now, listen, there's no judgment. There is no judgment here. So if that is you, then fine, have at it. Have your little labels. Be happy with them. But if you are of another thought, then yeah, Crayola is not your maker. You will not find the terms black, white, yellow, brown, blue, gold, green, whatever the case is. You will not find that in any sort of significant text. It's not supported by any significant discipline. There's three pillars, right? It is spiritual, it is science, and it's medical. There are three verticals there. You don't find that under either of those verticals. So, with that being said, I don't subscribe to black because black is a man-made concept, and it's also not physiological. It's not. It has nothing to do with the body itself. However, we all have melanin. We all have melanin. That's physiological. So I refer to myself, if I have to refer to myself as anything, I refer to myself as melanated. And if I have to refer to myself of the country or the land mass that I reside in, it's the United States of America. If we want to truncate that down, then it's America. So if you want to say that I'm a melanated American, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Because there's no such thing as African American, okay? If we could just stop saying that altogether and sound like we have some semblance of intelligence, can we just stop saying African American? Okay. So I use the term black to refer to those people who still subscribe to that label and who believe in that label. Now, some people may use the term black while knowing that that's really not a thing. It's just easier to use. It's user friendly. Okay, I'll let you slide with that. No problem. Because at least I know that you're enlightened. At least I know that you are aware. But for those who really believe in the whole thing of, black, white, and you can't even describe a person without referring to their skin tone, even though their skin tone has absolutely nothing to do with the story that you're telling. So if you're one of those people, then that is under the programming. You are programmed to refer to people with this factitious labels, black, white. You are programmed for that. So if you are one of those people, no judgment, but I just want you to be aware of what operating system that you're operating off of. You're operating off of the MOS, which is man's operating system. I operate off of GOS, even though it is that which cannot be named, but for the purposes of conversation, I will refer to her as God. So God's operating system. That's the system that I choose to operate on. So therefore, there is no race in terms of how it is being used today. There is no black race, no white race. That none of that is real, y'all. I'm gonna just let you know. You are all being hoodwinked and bamboozled, and I was too at one point. I was too. I'm not gonna lie, I was, but no longer. I am no longer hoodwinked or bamboozled. Not about that. I may be hoodwinked and bamboozled about something else, but not to worry. I'll wake up to that too once I realize it. But this right here, I realize. So we are going to look at a video, right? It's an Instagram. Shout out to my husband. My husband, you all be sending me some great content. And so this is, he also has a YouTube channel. It's called Koa NYC, Koa NYC. His perspective, I gotta give him his props. His perspective is very interesting, and I think it's very well stated. I think that for those of you who like a more inanimate type, because I'm very animated. I'm very, passionate. I'm very, high energy. But for some people who like the more mellowed, level-headed, straight shooter, just, and have a very keen perspective, then you might want to check out my husband's channel because he's a hip hop head too, because he's from New York. So he does like the reactions to hip hop stars and their songs and all that kind of stuff, but he also covers the content like that I cover, but from a very different style. So yeah, Koa NYC, Koa NYC. Shout out to Hubs. Okay, so he sent me this. Well, he sends me a lot of content, but this one that I'm going to share with you right now. Black people, why do you get upset if another melanated person does not agree with you? If they are no longer drinking the Kool-Aid? Why do you get big mad? That is very puzzling for me. And, one of my friendships has been damaged because I would not agree or allow someone to call Charlie Kirk a monster in my presence, because that's just a very uneducated mind. Because that just tells me that nobody has ever watched his content ever anywhere. And at one point in time, that was me too. But I never called him a monster because I didn't even know of him. But for those who knew of him, you're only calling him a monster because you're only going off of the information that has been given to you. You did not go off and do your own due diligence. Hold on, y'all. No. Cairo. I'll be right back. Okay. My dog is about to eat my husband's earpods. Y'all, I would be in so much trouble if that were to happen. But anyway, so, unless you educate yourself first, unless you actually go out and do your due diligence before you go out spouting, all kind of like heinous terms and labels. By the way, you're no better than what your oppressor has done. They do the same thing to you, so now you're just repeating the habit, right? Okay, so so friendships have been damaged because a melanated person is not going to think like a black person. Why do y'all get big mad about that? Like, I truly don't understand. So we're going to watch this clip right here, and y'all are going to see how big mad that this girl is. Y'all, she's big mad.
Black man, I don't even know what that means. I am an individual. Race is a preposterous social construct.
Do you feel like that when you get pulled over by the police?
I do feel like that when I get pulled over by the police. You know why? Because when they talk to me, they're engaging with this vernacular. They're engaging with me in this particular way. And it's impossible to misconstrue what's going on here.
So what is going on there? What is going on there? What is going on there? A different type of blackness than somebody that actually might not have that vernacular?
I'm an individual.
Right, but what is, wait, hold on. Wait a minute.
Okay.
You just said a lot there.
So apparently we do have time.
Okay, so you said when you were pulled over by a police as an individual who happens to have skin that is black, let's say that.
I mean,
or brown, whatever, darker than white.
Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. That is the programming that we're hearing, right? Honestly, there is no skin that is black. So it's like, let's elevate the conversation. Let's elevate and graduate the conversation. Let's break out of these paradigms that has been given to us, I might say, to use to support the narrative, the propaganda, and the agenda of what people calls the elitist. Okay, because you see how wedded that this, I don't even know her name, I don't know who this is, but you see how wedded she is to the labels of black, white.
Okay.
Yeah.
That when they hear your vernacular, they realize what they're engaging with. And what is that?
A sophisticated individual.
And so when a black person who is pulled over that you might not deem as a sophisticated...
Yeah, I'm sorry. But and I know y'all, just bear with me. Just bear with me. And with a black person, y'all, do you know how let's dissect this for just 1 nanosecond. When we talk about human beings, right? When we talk about black jobs, like that's even a thing, or a black business, like, it is not, it doesn't have the greatest connotation, right? It doesn't have great attribute, or I don't want to say attributes, I can't think of the name for it, but it's not high up there on the totem pole. So to be so committed and to put yourself on this energetic frequency of this word black, I would highly recommend that you stop doing that.
Sophisticated individual, how will they get engaged?
The issue would not be their race. It would be the degree of sophistication they have or don't have to navigate the situation.
And when a white person is pulled over,
again, sophistication is still the key issue.
The statistics don't support that.
I just don't.
They don't.
Go ahead, John.
something. If the statistics, the only thing that the statistics support is the downtrodden narrative for people who identify as Black in this country. Yes. Because let me tell you something. Statistically, this man right here, this melanated brother right here, he skews the statistics because he's on a different frequency. He's on a different mindset. And so if most of us were on the mindset that this young man is on, the statistics would reflect that. But what has happened is the messaging and mainstream and corporate media, stop. Corporate, y'all, he knows I'm recording, so right now he's just doing the most because he can get away with it. Corporate media, all that messaging, and then when the messaging is so deeply embedded into the subconscious and to the point where it just runs on its own programming, like it just runs on its own. There's no work that needs to be done anymore. No work that needs to be done any longer, because now it's just running in the background. You know how on your cell phones, how you got apps just running in the background, the phone is just running in the background, but it doesn't need any attention, it's just running in the back. That's what the subconscious does. And the subconscious is only running those messages in the background. And when you're operating on that frequency subconsciously, then yeah, you're going to fit a statistic. Sure you are. You're going to be a part of that statistic, because like she said, the statistics don't support that. Like, girl, why are you big mad because this young man is not having the experience that corporate or mainstream media dictates to all men of his melanin hue or level or concentration should have? Why are you upset? You should be glad that somebody has broken out of the narrative. You should be glad that the veil has been lifted for someone. You should be glad that there is a new voice out there that opposes what the popular opinion and popular thought and the popular program that is created for people, for melanated people. You should be glad. But you are highly indignant about it. You are highly offended about it. Like, if it doesn't fit inside the victimhood narrative, then how dare you? You think you're better than everyone else? And when he was talking about sophistication, my vernacular, that's not really what it's about, y'all. Y'all, he just took my sneaker. Let me go ahead and finish this video so I can get to my puppy. He just took my sneaker to the back room. I know he's putting it in my bed. Anyway, let me finish. So what he was talking about, it didn't have anything to do with the vernacular, because did you hear how she was like, well, do you feel that way when the cops pull you over? So all Black men should automatically by default feel threatened or nervous when a cop pulls them over? That is the problem. That right there is the problem. That is an energetic frequency. And if you're on that energetic frequency, it's going to have a vibrational match to it in an experience. It can't happen no other way. So for you, my love, I don't even know who this is, but for her to even put that out there, and the insinuating message is, if you are a Black man, you should automatically be nervous, trepidatious, fearful of being pulled over by a cop. And that is cap. Complete and total cap. And you need to stop it. Shame on you for doing that. Because you are doing nothing but digging the hole deeper of disempowerment. That's all that you are doing. You're not lifting anybody up. You're not speaking for the people. You are doing the damage. You are doing their work, the oppressor's work. You are doing that for them. Let me take a break. Young man, I don't know what your name is, but I applaud you, because we are waking up, and we are still going to have people that don't quite get it. As we move into this new earth, you're still going to have people that are going to be holding on to the old earth. What did Harriet Tubman say? She said, I could have freed a lot more people if they only understood that they were slaves. They were so comfortable and they were so deeply brainwashed and programmed to know that there was something much greater for them outside of this, to know that they are much bigger, to know that they are of a divine spark, and therefore you have an unlimited and infinite amount of potential within you, that you don't have to be dedicated and wedded to no man as in humankind. She said, I could have freed a whole lot more people. Same thing as here. With the old earth, the people who are still wedded and locked in to the old paradigm, to the old way of thinking, to that victimized thinking, they're going to be stuck right there in the old earth. Meanwhile, the new earth, she's fastly approaching. And in the new earth, it is empowerment. It is liberation. It is a heightened sense of self-worth, self-validation, self-love. That is what the new earth is lathered with. So I want to see if there's anything left of this clip here from Instagram. But this is to show you, listen, y'all, for y'all who are getting big mad because you got other melanated people who no longer agrees with you, who no longer sees themselves fitting in that box, that's your work. If you are triggered by that, that is your work. Because we don't shit what you eat. We are getting ourselves free. Are you?
So you didn't think it was black?
I am an individual. I am not a black man. I don't even know what that means.
Okay, so that was the end of it. When she was like, well, the statistics don't support that. No, the statistics support and is reflective of mindsets like yours. But we think it's reverse engineered. No, baby, it ain't. It goes exactly like that. The statistics follows the mindset. And when the collective mindset is on that same frequency, on that same vibration, there is going to be a vibrational match that manifests itself in experiences to make it so. Because like I told you all before, the universe does not know the word no, and it will never make you a liar. So if you are saying, because I'm black, then this has to happen and that has to happen and it means this and it means that, the universe is like, yes, the universe loves you so much that it's going to give you exactly what you want. It does not know the word no. So if that is where you are vibrating, the universe is like, yes, that is what she wants. So let's give her more of that. Let's give her more of that. That is where your statistics come from. This is Tezra. I am your mental chiropractor. I'm here to help you realign your mind. And if you like this type of video, if you like this type of content, go ahead, subscribe and like this video. Help me grow my channel. Let's push the narrative. Let's push the needle forward. Let's graduate the conversation. Let's elevate the conversation. Let's plop you back down into the driver's seat of your life. Wherever you are in this life stage, in this life's journey, let's put you back into control of your life. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening in. I appreciate you so much. And don't forget, leave me a comment, subscribe, and subscribe. If you want to subscribe it, you can. But subscribe and like this video. Thank you so much. Until next time, I will see you later. Toodles.